Hello guys, today we will be doing a world tour for a Steve Saga like Rainbow Quest like Minecraft world. Sorry if anything is like kind of laggy or weird. I have already filmed this video 4 times trying to get it to work, and I always have problems with audio or something else. First, we are going to start off with Indigo Headquarters, or Indigo HQ. In this world, the Indigo Steves kind of live in HQs across the different dimensions, like the End, Nether, and all the other dimensions. This is the Earth, or Overlord HQ. This is the leader of the HQ and a leader of clan, of a clan of Indigo Steves. Each Steve civilization, or like Steve groups, like red, orange, yellow, purple, green, whatever, have their own ultimate item. This is basically how the rainbow crystals are and stuff like that. It can fight off the darkness, it can boost their powers and stuff like that. Even though I have mods, it all just basic items, stuff like that, like an end crystal, but it boosts Indigo Steve's powers, it make their connection like stronger, and allow them to fight off the darkness and cure it. You can see a few different Indigo Steves, one in the kitchen, one in the armory, and one over there. Most of the time, there are not a lot of Indigo Steves in an Indigo HQ, mostly because they're across all the dimensions. Here behind it, you can see a Indigo Steve in front of our Wavestone, I think it's called. That is one of the mini mods on this board. If you want any of the mods in the description or the comments, you can leave a comment about what you saw, and I will try to find the mod for you. But they kind of run the Wavestones in this world. The next place we are going to go is the Twilight Dimension. It's going to be really laggy in there, and I have no way to fix it, but we're just going to try to get through it. Because the next civilization of Steves we will be going to meet is the Violet Steves. In this world, the Violet Steves live in small little communities and clans, kind of just staying in small houses and stuff. Each clan have a leader, and everybody kind of just work together. But this is the most powerful clan of them all. They have the ultimate item and a purple Steve. A purple Steve is a mix between an Indigo Steve and a Violet Steve. Sorry, I got in that person's face. The Indigo Steve chose to leave their ultimate item on Earth in the headquarters or under it, and they chose to leave it in the hands of the most powerful clan, in the leader hands. So, now that we have covered the Indigo Steves and the Violet Steves, and kind of the Steve too, we're going to go to the Green Kingdom. Now that it's daytime, here are the Green and Blue Kingdom kind of chose to merge together because they both kind of focused on life and stuff like that, with them being focused on spirit. Sorry, I broke that. Whoopsie. And them focusing on life. This guy is from a different dimension. We're not really going to talk about it. Why is it raining? So yeah, he is from a different dimension. These two are religion-based leaders. They're not really kings or leaders or anything like that. They kind of just the head of the religion, where they kind of, I don't know. I have already said this 4 times in 4 videos that I could not post because the audio was corrupted and all sorts of stuff. But I'm just trying to remember what they are. The next group. So we can see that this, that, and that are kind of temples, or sort of like that. Over here is where most of the Blue Steves come to hang out. This is the Navy clan. Basically, they believe like only Blue Steves should really interact and don't really like the merged kingdom type thing. And this is the Navy Steve clan leader. They hold mostly just like political power and stuff like that, not really anything like true power. But they are powerful in like compared to like a Blue Steve. This is the ultimate item for the Blue Steves. A beacon. The only like unique effect about it is it's extremely cold. You can see some icicles right there and some fire. If you like any of the builds in the forward, I did not create them. They are either from the NPC mod or the mod build paste from many different users. But now, oh, I forgot to talk about this guy. This is a Cyan Steve. It is a mix between a Green Steve and a Blue Steve. And over here is where most of the Green Steves hang out. It is also where the green ultimate item is. This tree thing, only real like main like crazy effect is its glows. But it do like the same things of all the other ultimate items, fight off the darkness and stuff like that. Here is the Lime clan. Similar to the Navy clan, they don't really like the idea of a merged kingdom, and mostly just like Green Steves and other Lime Steves. Now that we covered those kingdoms, we can move to the Yellow Kingdom. The Yellow Kingdom is the most organized and militarized like government in the entire war, basically. They have a larger army of people. Almost every single Yellow Steve is trained in combat and could fight off the darkness if needed. Their government is pretty big, with them having a king or a queen or whatever, a co-leader, which is the son of the current king, and a assistant to the entire royal family. All three of them have voting power. The king have the most voting power. The co-leader having the second most voting power. And the assistant having the least voting power in this group, but still having a lot more than other people. The co-leader is always chosen by the king. They can be a spouse, a son, a daughter, or whatever. Anybody that they chose, like even a best friend or whatever. The assistant is chosen to guard the entire royal family. This guard right here, they have a little bit more power than like other guards, being able to like boss people around, because they guard this group of people. These are the representatives of each district of the kingdom. This kingdom is broken into multiple different districts, with this and this being the red district, that being the green district, that being the light blue district, this like main plaza area being the light gray district, and that building and that tower being the dark blue district. So they're pretty organized, with the entire kingdom holding like votes, basically, with like a democratic system and a monarchy. This this Yellow Steve of the Blue District hold the ultimate item. Basically, the Blue District is the smallest district in like power and like population. So the smallest district always get the ultimate item. The largest, most populated district always hold the seat to like control the council. They have 2 votes whenever like voting on stuff. Everyone else have 1 vote. Now that we covered yellow, green, blue, violet, and indigo, we can go to the orange. It's a orange village. It's technically the Orange Kingdom, because like the most powerful group of Orange Steves, but it technically just like a village. It's pretty royal. I can't talk right now. I don't know why. Probably because I already filmed this video before and it did not work. But they have their own religion, forms, and even these people. These are the White Steve Royals or whatever in Rainbow Quest and the Steve Saga. White Steve was one single Steve. In this board, an entire like species of Steves, kinda, and they was created by the Red Steves. We will talk about that more whenever we get to the Red Kingdom. But the Red Steves and Orange Steves have a very close relationship. That's why they are here. This is the Orange Apprentice, and the Orange Leader. The Orange Steve's ultimate item is in the pocket of the Orange Leader. It main cool thing about it is it can shapeshift into any item. It is just based off the creativity of the person holding it, which is usually the Orange Leader, but sometimes it's other people. Now that we covered the Orange Kingdom, we can go to the last color kingdom, which is the Red Kingdom. It's not the biggest thing, but they focus more on knowledge than population and power. But their knowledge have gained them a lot of power over time, which have expanded their lifespan to create the Rose Steves. Pretty much the elder Steves, the elder Red Steves of the kingdom, the oldest and wisest ones, pretty much know everything about everybody. Over here we got the Pink Steves, a mix between Red Steves and White Steves. They are powerful and strong like a White Steve, and smart and wise like a Red Steve. So basically the best of both worlds. These are the White Steves, I already talked about them, but the Red Steves created them to basically protect all Steves against the darkness, but the White program have only blah 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 blah. Sorry, I couldn't think for a second. It have only got into the Red Kingdom and the Orange Village by now. They are trying to get it in the Yellow Kingdom, but they don't really want to talk about it. And the Green and Blue Kingdoms are more like pacifists, so that they don't really want to fight anybody. The Indigo Steves kinda is okay with it, but they haven't set up anything yet. And the Violet Steves don't even live on Earth, so we're not sure if they are ever going to get larger or anything like that, but who knows. Here is the Red Leader, or Rose, or whatever, and the Red Apprentice. They work together to run the entire kingdom and keep things running. Also run the Light Steve program. Here is the ultimate item of the Red Steves. It's like a book and quill, but it have all the abilities of the ultimate items, with being able to cure the darkness and make Red Steve stronger, stuff like that. Now, it is nighttime, but that might work good for where we're going. We're going to the darkness. This is where the darkness live. It kind of dark and shadowy. The darkness of this world have 6 main leaders, most of them pretty much puppets of each other. This is the Nightmare King. You already know him from Steve Saga and stuff. He used to be the king of the Yellow Kingdom, but basically betrayed it, joined the darkness, and became the main leader of the darkness, being the strongest and knowing most of the stuff. This is one of his puppets, pretty much. A Dark Steve with... I can't see anything. So yeah, it's a Dark Steve, but he have armor and tools. They can be more Dark Steves, but they're not in here right now. Mostly because I forgot to put them here. This is Shadow Red, a Red Steve who wanted knowledge so much that whenever they was about to end their time because they got too old, they betrayed all of Steve kind, joined the darkness for for immortality, and now is known as Shadow Red. This is the Archer, an pillager that was infected by the darkness, now works fully for the darkness. Their arrows contain the darkness, so you don't want to be shot by it because you probably will be infected. This is Shock, a yellow leader from a long time ago. They can control the energy inside of like living creatures and basically stop them from moving, which is incredibly dangerous because it also is the darkness. So more infection. This is the Captain of Darkness, basically a stronger, smarter version of normal darkness. And we already talked about Nightmare King. That is all for the darkness and also the other kingdoms. Now, I will go back to the end of the queue to just set off this video. If you have any questions about this world or the Steve's civilizations or anything like that, or want to know what mods that I have used, you can leave it in the comments and I will try to talk to you there or get the mods or whatever. And that's all. And hopefully this video worked because I have already tried to film it like 8 times and it didn't work any of the times, so let's hope so. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.